All right, for the guys that are building a roll cage for the 280ZX, the measurements is 3 feet with an angle to the top, 38 inches and a half across, and then back down to 3 feet. So be in mind, I am doing a bend right here, so I'm gonna have to need more metal, more rod. I'm also gonna cut to where it's extended out. That way I can cut later, see how much I need to cut off, and check my measurements. So that's gonna be the measurements. Is 3 feet, 38 and a half inches across, and 3 feet back down. So if you're doing this, that's the measurements. But I'm gonna go ahead, find my degrees, how many I need, what I need to do for the degree on this here, and then start measuring and then do my loop. So hopefully I get it right, and so I have to start all over because otherwise it's gonna suck. But all right guys, so luckily I had a whole bunch of cheaters from when I did the front and rear bumper, so I got to use what I had to make my own cheater for the actual loop. It's gonna be a 20 degrees and a 70. Watch. And that's, hold on, let me get a better view. And that's literally flush. So obviously it's not gonna rub on the interior, so it's gonna space out just probably like a half an inch. And then by the time it drops down, it should be somewhere around this area of the plate. I'm gonna have to scoot this further in, but it'll be, I have to cut the hole right here, and this will actually hold the interior to stay in place. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and start my actual loop and then go from there. All right guys, so I got the loop done. I didn't want to show too much footage because it was very frustrating getting it to come out right, especially it being my first time. I knew it wasn't gonna come out right, but me being a perfectionist, that's where the frustration comes. So I actually got it good. It's good. So let me show you where I messed up, so in case y'all run into this issue. So my bend is a 70 degree on this side, and then it's a 25 degree. Where I messed up was when I came to this side to bend my 70, it was a little, like at least a quarter of an inch too out. So that caused my my loop to be too long. So what I had to do was do a 10 degree bend right in the middle, and that allowed it to squeeze in. So once I got squeezed in, I had to use ratchet strap to kind of like bring it in a little bit more, and then now it's perfect. It's perfect the way I want it. So what I'm gonna do is give it a little more tuggas on the ratchet strap. That way when it releases, it's got that memory where it stays where I need it to be. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. What I'm gonna do is start tacking stuff up too after I'm done with that. Install these couplers. Once that's put on, I can start focusing on the back. So I'm excited. So all right guys, I'm gonna keep on keeping on with this, and then I'm gonna start showing y'all the progress of how after this. So all right guys, so I got this little janky welding table that I got going on just because I'm very limited in space, so I have to work with what I got. Got the plates welded on, tacked on, I mean. What I'm gonna do is, got the measurements for this. What I'm gonna do is cut this off and then sleeve this in there, get it all nice and welded back on, and it should be done. So I'm excited to have these. I feel removing and installing, which I doubt that I'll take it back off, just because I built this to where it has clearance for everything. But in case I need to take the interior off, I will have that option to take it off. So, you know, they just never know. So that's why I'm doing a bolt on. So, all right, I'm gonna go and get this cut up and then get this on there, and then we should be good. Alright guys, so I got the pipe cut off, the sleeve cut off, got the coupler on there, got it tacked on from the top and the bottom. Before I even start tech welding this, I had it on the car to test fit it. It's gonna work out. Got it nice and flush with the line, still leveled. So what I'm gonna do now is get this tacked on, continue test fitting before I finish any full welding. So once I get this done, I can start on the back. Alright guys, real quick, while I'm taking a snack break, what I did was I made this plate. It's not 100% how big I want it, but I just matched the original strut tower. Drilled 2 holes just to keep this from falling off. It's gonna be bolt on. I still got to drill a hole on this side, and what I'm gonna do to bolt this down, because I already welded the inside of this. So what I'm gonna do is get wheel studs. That's why I got this hole here. Get the wheel studs, get it underneath, and then get a nut, and then press them out. That way, I'll have studs instead of playing with nut and nut, kind of like this. So it'll kind of hold it on there. So all I gotta do is just put a nut, and it'll be done. So I gotta drill a hole on this side, but I also did the tubing for the back. Instead of going front to back or doing a cross and X, I think it'll be cool that I did these tubes right here. Also did one for the other side, and this is how it's gonna be, just like that. I'm gonna get that welded on, and then I think it looks really good. Goes with the window, and then I'll have plenty of space in the back where the roll cage won't interfere. In case Adelie wants to put her drilling bag or put her backpack, she'll have plenty of space to for this car to be useful for her to load stuff in instead of just being low and slow. But all right, guys, I'm gonna keep on. I'll get these tacked on real quick, and then I'll show you how it looks with the end results. All right, so the update. Got a little crossbar for the loop. What I like about it is once I tack it on there, it's gonna keep my loop from expanding in and out. And you can see over here, plenty of clearance. Hold on. Got plenty. Look at that clearance. Ooh, look at that, barely touches. So once I get that all tacked on and welded on, I should have it pretty solid. And then that crossbar and the harness bar will keep it from coming out, so that when I put these back on, I'm not struggling to put a strap, ratchet strap it tight, and just to get this lined up. It should line up pretty good when I do the install. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and get this tacked on real quick, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the harness bar. All right, guys, so last night I got the harness bar installed. I got it tacked on. Nothing's fully welded, only because in case I have to change anything, it'll be easier to do it now instead of later when it's all welded. 3 main goals to build this roll cage. I built it to be bolt-on. I built it to work around my interior, and for the harness for the seatbelt. I did not build this for racing. It's not for in any type of racing spec. I built it just for looks, for casual driving, and I like it. It came out pretty good. For my first time building a roll cage, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I am looking forward to the RX-7 and the Supra. Those will be built as for racing specs, the diameter of the thickness. That being said, I'm gonna have to buy the bracket on Paul's tube bender, so we can mount the hydraulic so it can bend thicker tubing. So that was one of the issues why I couldn't go with a bulkier. I'm happy I didn't go with a bulkier tubing, because it just doesn't look right especially on a street car. I mean, racing looks cool, but not for a street car. But the cost of materials, it was $126. It was actually 26 feet of materials, and I used every bit of it. The inch size of the tubing is 1.75 inches, and the thickness was determined by the couplers that I bought for the to remove and install. Those were snugged in there pretty good, so it's gonna work. It's gonna work really pretty good. I really like the way it looks. Let me show y'all real quick, that way y'all can see it for yourselves. But that's it right there, man. Came out really good. You can see the back. I have the cage more up, out of the way, in case Adelie has to put a cheerleading bag or a school supplies, or if she has a friend that she has to throw her bags in there too. You know, the back will be useful. Did not weld the bottom plates, only because when I installed the crossbar and the harness bar, my loop was going to change a little bit, which I was hoping, because now I have more clearance on that little gap right there with the interior and the roll cage. So now that my loop is solid, I have it where I want it to be. Now I can weld my tabs, and it'll keep less stress on my coupler. If I would have welded that before I did anything, there would have been so much stress on that coupler, and it would have been hard to remove and install. So that's a little tip for y'all guys in case y'all doing a bolt-on. Also, what I'm doing next is, because it's going to be a two-piece roll cage, I'm going to cut, add 2 couplers, one here and one on the other side. So I'm going to knock that out today. And then it'll be a 2-piece roll cage, which will be pretty cool. It'll be easy to remove, easy to install, and I won't be scratching anything up. So, all right, guys, I'm going to keep on messing with this, and then I'll keep y'all updated. Boys, the cage is done. I'm finally done with it. I did not weld it to the body itself, because when I send this out to get powder coated, I want the whole bar to be powder coated, and then just the edges to be bare metal, so I can just so I can weld it, and I'll just spray paint black on the plate where I weld it, and then cover it with the carpet. So I think that'll look real clean, very professional. Still gotta buy the studs for the back, and then clean the plates, the back plates. That way it looks nice and flush. Yeah, man, it's done. It's done. Next thing I gotta do is remove everything from the inside of the car, get it all nice and cleaned up, remove the surface rust, just brush it off, and then once I get that cleaned up, I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint the whole inside black with either underguard or some kind of protective, so that if water, rain, or coffee or anything gets put in, it will not rust it up. It will not rust up. And then once I get that done, I can go ahead and start on the body itself. Go ahead and get this get all sanded down, get it bundled up, primer, and then start getting it painted. So once I get this painted, I can go ahead and start putting the motor in there. I can go ahead and put the brand new interior, send the wheels to get powder coated, put new fresh tires on the wheels itself, and then this car is gonna be done. Yeah. So I'm very excited how it's looking. I'm excited to see how it's gonna turn out once it's painted. And then my next project that I can't wait to start is the FC RX-7. So yeah, I'm excited. But all right, guys, see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.